Hold on. Let me hit the red. There you go.
Oh, man, peace and blessings. Your boy, Eli Rax, a.k.a. Vibes. I'm here with Mr. Glass Half Full, man. We got some stuff to break down because why the hell not? People DM us stuff all the time, and they DM'd us this video today, man. And we're going to break this down a little bit. Got Greeny on Get Up here with our guy that's obviously pretty much upset from the 18-1 Patriots here, talking about the New York freaking Giants. Let me paint the picture here, Speed. Pretty much they're talking about Matthew Stafford here. Why on earth would he want to come to the Giants? There's so much we could take from this video, Speed. And we're just going to play it, man, and just stop and go and give our, I guess, interpretation or opinion of what's being said here. And Speed, did you look at this video or anything as of yet at this point?
I mean, I saw it. I it's been circulating around the Giants Twitter sphere. It's definitely something that irks me. And but you know what? Right now we are continually the laughing stock of this league, and we're going to continue to take on everybody these shots of everybody. You know, until you start getting it right, this is what's going to happen. And there's these things like, again, with the punching bag, like people talking about the Saquon thing still, you know, like Woody, dude, when are we going to stop with this? But yeah, no, I'm ready to talk about it because there's a lot of aspects to this video that need to be broken down, in my opinion.
I agree. And Speed, like you said, when is it going to end, right? And we'll talk about that in a second. But first, man, let's break down this video and see what the hell's going on here. Greeny, man. Shout out to the Get Up crew there over there, man. I believe is it ESPN? Or
yeah, Get Up.
So,
Greenberg.
Shout out to Greeny over there, man. So let's take a look, man, see what they got going on, what they sent us here, Speed.
Look, I mean, I'm all for people getting as much leverage as they possibly can. Matt Stafford can't seriously want to go to the Giants. I don't mean this as disrespectfully as that sounds, but I mean, Field Yates kind of brought up some of the options. You're going to a wind tunnel behind a terrible offensive line on a team that was just awful last year, where the coach and the general manager's careers are basically hanging by a thread in that market.
I just want to stop there for a second, Speed.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot to chew there.
24 seconds and a lot to chew on.
Yeah, and I think we're about 24 seconds and a minute and 10 video. Lot to chew on there, Speed. I think the fans are excited to have the potential of Matt Stafford coming to the New York Giants. I mean, listen, I think we were happy about it. We were like, okay, what do we trade away? How can we get him here? How can he produce here? But after hearing the 24 seconds of Greeny talk, I think he's making some great points on why Matt Stafford will want to come here. And Speed, and I'll say this, and then I'll get your thoughts.
Sure.
But after hearing that, it's hard for me to believe that Matt Stafford really wants to come here. Not only that, I think he's just using us as a bargaining chip. I think he's using the Raiders as a bargaining chip as well to get a little bit more money from the Los Angeles Rams at this point. I just think that there's no way in hell he's going to come to the New York Giants after hearing a little bit of what Greeny said. And it's a reality check a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Matt Stafford, I don't see that dream coming to fruition as much as I would like it. But at the same time, we don't want to give away picks either, right, Speed? But let me hear your thoughts, brother.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's some things you could take exception with, like, you know, throwing in a wind tunnel. Like, Matt Stafford has a big enough arm to the throwing in a wind of – this is not the old Giants stadium where, like, there was wind whipping around and you can't throw the ball. Yeah. Daniel Jones was throwing the football around, you know, this place. You could throw the football in MetLife. That's not the issue here. So, and then the offensive line issue, I think there's this built-up perception of the Giants' offensive line, which is fair. You know, we've had bad offensive lines for over a decade now. Last year's offensive line was not terrible. It was not terrible. It was not the reason that we lost the games. Like, yes, we lost Andrew Thomas. Yes, a lot of the line went the shit at some point, but the offensive line wasn't the reason why the offense is bad. Let's get that out there. And you know, it's this perception that, like, you know, the Giants are not a team that's ready to go to the Super Bowl. And that's what we said. That's what me, you, and Jeff have all been saying from Jump Street. Why are we doing this right now with Stafford? Because Stafford is like the Tom Brady piece. He's the Peyton Manning with the Broncos. Tom Brady to the Bucks. He's the final piece of a puzzle, you would think, for a team that's ready. If the Rams didn't have Stafford, the Rams would be a team that would need Stafford. So it's like, why is he? Nothing made sense about why he would want to leave there, other than a money thing. And if it's a money thing, I think both the Rams are going to figure out, and the Stafford's party is going to figure out that they're the best for both of these parties. Like, they're the best for each other. The Raiders are not a team that's ready to compete. The Giants are not a team that's ready to compete for a Super Bowl or even the borderline playoffs if he's here next year. So it all makes sense. I disagree with how far Greenberg and Woody are going here, but it in reality, it does make sense that the Giants are not there yet. This doesn't make sense to fit.
I totally agree, man. Yeah, let's continue to play. Let's see what else he says.
In a ridiculously competitive division, I'm all for trying to drum up leverage. But if you're Matt Stafford, that can't possibly be right now anywhere near the top of your list, can it?
No way I would want to play for the New York Football Giants. New York Football Giants are a disaster. We've seen what happened this past year. Obviously, Saquon Barkley, them moving off of Saquon Barkley, he going on to win the Super Bowl. The disaster that was Daniel Jones. They can't protect the quarterback. And oh, by the way, the front office and coach are barely hanging on as it is. So if you
hold up, right there, like that's a lot as well, right?
Yeah,
Woody. Not only that, brother, I get it. The Giants are a laughing stock of the league. We're low hanging fruit. I get it. Yes, there's some facts in there. Joe Shane and Brian Daboll on the last leg over there. Does it take an intelligent person to figure that part out? Stevie Wonder could see that, right? But it's just like, man, like just the wording a wording like we're a disaster. Like
it's
Like right. Yes, I get it. I again. Speed, and you probably think I'm crazy, but I look at this team and I go, man, I think we're a whole lot closer than what the media is letting on. And I know, of course, if Hefe was on here, we'll have that debate on why he feels like they're far away. But I think we're a quarterback away, and I think we're an offensive lineman and a cornerback away to actually being some sort of a competitive team. Now, again, I don't see us playing in the playoffs, but I see us having some wins here, 8, 9, and then of course you get the next draft, and you have more free agency money and cap space to deal with there. For me, Woody is just saying, like, man, we are literally like at the bottom of the barrel here, and I don't see the Giants right now in their roster at the bottom of the barrel. To me, I just think, okay, this is all for ratings. It's dope, cool. We're a laughing stock. Do your thing.
Yeah.
But to completely trash the organization, I think it's far-fetched, man. Like, and you could have easily been like, hey, man, listen, they're getting there, but they're not ready. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm at with the Giants. But Speed, correct me if I'm wrong here. Am I wrong with this evaluation?
This is ESPN doing ESPN things. It's they love to hop on and beat up the punching bag, and they love to get all dramatic about things. But listen, we have a running back, we have a stud wide receiver one, we have a stud left tackle if he stays on the field. Obviously, that's the we have 3/5 of an offensive line ready, 4/5 of an offensive line ready to go. Like you said, one more piece or two more piece, a starting piece and a backup piece, and that offensive line could be a semblance of above average unit. They're dramatizing how bad that really is. We're one running back away from setting the running back position up. It's ready to go. Yeah. We have a young tight end in Theo Johnson, a decent rookie year. There are worse teams off than what the Giants have to offer offensively. Yes, it was an absolute shit show last year. Yes, one thing that led to another, the injuries, underperformance, bad quarterback play. But the reason why we're out here trying to get a Stafford is because a quarterback makes up for a lot of holes. We keep talking about this.
Yes.
So, yes, there may be some holes, but a good quarterback, competent. I'm not even asking for good quarterback play. Competent quarterback play makes up for some of the holes, and it's the reason why. Again, we'll say it again. These rosters that Tampa Bay, you see, the Commanders, Jaden Daniels. You see Houston, what a ton of holes with C.J. Stroud. A competent quarterback play makes up for it and gets these teams back to a normal level / competing. When nobody thought the Texans were going to compete right away. Nobody thought the Commanders were going to compete right away.
Nope.
And, that's what a good even the Broncos, with Bo Nix. Nobody thought the Broncos were going to compete right away again. And those are rookie quarterbacks, so it gives us hope. And it's the situation is not nearly as dire as they make it out to seem.
I totally agree. Let's finish this up, Speed, then we'll have some final thoughts and go from there. Let's
go out there. You're Matt Stafford playing outdoors in the NFC East with all that type of inclement weather. What happens if things doesn't roll your way? That whole regime could be out. Then you could be in a situation where you got a whole new regime coming in. I don't want any part of that instability if I'm Matthew Stafford.
Look, I mean,
so
I dig it. Go ahead.
Let me talk about that part because out of this whole thing, that might be the one aspect of it that I wholeheartedly agree with. If you don't want it, there is not long-term success look to us right now. Like everybody is here trying to save their job, and Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll. Everybody knows that. The league knows that. Fans know that. Everybody knows that. So if that's the direction you want to take, and I will understand that aspect of it. Brian Daboll, it might be on his last leg. Joe Schoen might not be on his last leg. I will not disagree there. Like I'll have to agree with them there. I don't know what your thoughts are.
No, I totally agree, man. Again, to say Matthew Stafford's ability, he'll be fine in MetLife. Inclement weather, all of that stuff. Let me just address that part first. Matt Stafford will be fine. I think he could play in all these types of weathers. Like you said, he has a great arm. It wouldn't be a problem. But again, the instability of the Giants right now, who would want to come here, right? I understand outside looking in, you'd be like, man, we don't know what's going to happen with the GM or the head coach if this thing doesn't turn the way it needs to turn. But don't forget, you're bringing in a Matt Stafford to win and to win now. And Matthew Stafford's going to win you games. If he can win you 8 games, that's better than what we've seen last couple years.
That will save your job.
That will save
jobs.
You know what I mean? So I think the stability will be there once you get that competent quarterback play, once you get that above average quarterback play. You know what I mean? So you're making that switch to win those 8 games. And again, as a fan, I'm taking 8 wins. I'm taking 7 wins. I know we're not a playoff caliber team, but shoot, if I could get 8 wins and a competitive football team, sky's the limit. I go, man, the future's looking bright for these Giants. You know what I mean?
So what do you say to people that keep saying, how could you lower your bar so low? What do you say to those people? Because I have something to say after you say something.
Here's the thing, Spee. You can't set the bar high if you're looking at reality, because these guys are like, look at reality. You got to do it how you said. Like, you got to look at reality, right? The Giants are in a building process. Like they're the youngest team or the second youngest, whatever team in the NFL right now. So if you can rip off about 8 wins here, that's progress. That's great. I think that's the bar right now at this point. You know what I mean? To go out there and expect that we win, like we better make the playoffs. I mean, again, that's us emotionally speaking. But in reality, if we can get 8 wins, that's great. But you can't expect this team to go in here next year and play off a bust. That is just way too high of a bar right now for this team. But can we win 8 games? Sure. I think 5 is really lowering our standards. If we say, hey, I just want to win 5 games, that's lowering the standards. But I think 8 wins is it. If you get to 10, you're really cooking with gas. You know what I'm saying? But to those guys, man, just relax for a second, man. The bar is 8 wins for me.
Yeah. It's not realistic. It's not realistic to go from 3 to 11. Like, yes, maybe it happens 3 to 10. That's a 7-game jump. How many times do you see that happening? And if it is with a rookie quarterback and not Stafford, it's just very unlikely to happen. What you want to see, and I think what Mara wants to see, what fans really want to see, is tangible progress, hope for the future. Like, put your second big draft together, right? Put and get your starting quarterback, the most important position, resolved. Start maybe fixing the line. See a average to above average offense. And if it wins you 7 games, in my opinion, it's 6+. I need if we get 6+, you show tangible progress. You lose a couple of close games, but you could feel it, right? You could feel what progress is. And if we start feeling that we're heading in the right direction, Detroit Lions, for instance, before the Detroit Lions started getting really good, Dan Campbell had a bad year, right? But at the end of that second season, they started seeing some progress, started beating some good teams, started showing some real tangible progress. If you start seeing that will get faith in Mara, faith in the front office, faith in the fan base. And you don't need to make the playoffs. You just need to start showing progress. So it's not playoffs or bust. It's not. Everybody gets so dramatic about everything.
I agree.
Let's set goals.
And I agree, Speed. And let me say this, Speed, and then we'll wrap it up here, of course, man, and we'll give you final thoughts after I say this. But again, the Giants are a laughingstock of the league. Every Giant player, head coach, general manager need to look at stuff like this. And if you're not motivated, just like I said in that tweet that you saw, if you're not motivated by this, then what the heck are you doing? You guys, I don't need a clap back from a player. I don't. That doesn't satisfy me none. It doesn't. I don't care what the players say to clap back at people. Doesn't do nothing for me. You know what does? Tickles my gear a little bit or grind or what? Not a grind, but tickle my fancy. Is to go out there and win. You got to go out there and win. Yeah. How do you shut your critics up? You win. How does New York Revival become the best? We go out there and we win. We show them what the hell we're about. We put our best foot forward and we go out there and we compete. That's just what competitors do. So the Giants, if you can hear me and hear me good, because you do watch the show, we know it. This needs to be bulletin board material. You guys need to go into the season with a phrase of screw everybody. Yeah. This is our time. And all the Kayvon Thibodeaux of the world, all the Andrew Thomas of the world, all the Okerike's of the world, all the players on the field of the world, you guys need to go out there and prove and show your worth. Because the league right now got you guys at the bottom of the barrel. And I doubt as a competitor, you guys feel that way. Use this. Let it fuel you, man. I'm just tired. Go win.
I'll expand on that. You said players, but I'm saying GMs and head coaches too. Everybody. This is home run grand slam time. This is your career. Careers are on the line. KT, as much as you say KT, this is your career. Dable, this is your career.
Right.
Fix everything. All these fucking mistakes that we were talking about, the penalties, the not getting certain drives correct. Get down to basics again. Giants 101. Shane, you need to hit a grand slam. There's no other way about it. You need to hit a grand slam. You can't even just do what you did last year, a good draft. You have to have a great draft. You have to have a great free agency. You need to thread the needle. You need two quarterbacks. You need a cornerback. You need defensive tackle. You need an offensive line. You got to hit basically everywhere. And it can be done. We saw it in our own division. Our boy Harry Roseman went 10 for 10. Peters on the Commanders hit home run after home run. It can be done. Do it. GMs, front office, head coach, your jobs are on the line. It's time. Stop being the laughingstock. Do whatever you got to do. Leave no stone unturned and figure it out. We need wins, and we need it now.
Totally agree. Speed, that's a great way to leave this off, man. We're going to start doing these shorts and breaking down these videos for you guys on a daily basis. So when stuff comes out, we're going to be like, boom, we're going to put it right in there. So DM us, of course, any videos you want us to break down, guys. We will do it, and we will talk about it. We see the DMs. Trust me, I got you covered. We got you covered. So on behalf of my brother, man, Mr. Glass Half Full, it's your boy Eli Rax. We see you guys on the next one.
New York Revival, I'm in the building.
Let's
go.
Live with the Revival.
Let's go.